A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray is amazing. So this is historical fiction. It takes place during the Victorian era in England and first starts out in India, but the main character, Gemma Doyle, quickly gets sent off to boarding school in England, where supernatural forces are at play. So Gemma Doyle's mother had recently been killed at the beginning of the book by some shadowy forces. And Gemma Doyle starts having these visions while she's at school, and certain things start happening to her while she's at school dealing with these forces. While she's at school, she comes into contact with these three other girls that she starts to have a bond with. And she kind of opens up to them about having these visions and about the order, which is these women who had this power to access the realms. And they quickly discover that Gemma Doyle, our main character, has that same power. And so Gemma quickly realizes, well, why don't we do it? And so the book is about her and these three other girls accessing the realms and the consequences of them accessing the realms and using the magic, and finding out that there is a dark force that did kill her mother and the consequences of their actions. And what's really cool about this book is it deals a lot with the Victorian era and a lot with the stigmas in their society and how these women were treated and the expectations of them and what these girls were expected to do, especially at their young age, because all of these girls were about 16, 17. And so it's a really open-ended book, so it leads really easily into the next two books. It also deals with, because the book originally takes place in India, there's another character who Gemma has a lot of interactions with, who becomes her protector, who's Indian, and there's a lot of stigma about that because of the conflict between if you're English versus whether or not you're Indian. So it's a really, really cool interaction between the two. It's really complex. There's different levels of interaction between the different characters, and their friendship is really dynamic and really interesting. And so I think it's a wonderful book. It's a wonderful historical fiction book. A lot of the stuff that has to deal with the historical aspect of it is really spot on. And it's a great book to read, especially if you're interested in starting a trilogy, because there's two books to look forward to. So Gemma Doyle is a wonderful character to get to know. She is a fiercely devoted friend and a very interesting character. I think a lot of people would love to get to know her, and this is a wonderful book to get to read.